How would you categorize race relations between black and white people in the United States today?
From a media standpoint, division.
Are the reason
we
we
would still be slaves if
place.
it was for you, baby.
Welcome back for part 2 of the newest series, Black and White on the Gray Issues. Last time we took to the streets to see if relations between black and white Americans were actually as bad as legacy media would have you believe. And what do you know? The narrative couldn't be further from the truth. Turns out you can actually find some common ground and have great dialogues when you actually start talking with people. That being said, I'd be lying if I said it was entirely smooth sailing. If you talk to enough people, you will eventually find an outlier, and this was an outlier, which took place in our final interview of the day. Now, without spoiling too much, see if you can tell how this particular conversation went differently.
Are the reason
We
we
would still be
first
slaves
place.
if it was for you, baby.
All right, just for a second.
We would still be slaves if it was for you, white man. I don't know what she meant by that, but we about to see.
It may be that I'm a little old-fashioned. That seems a little wild to me, but let me know in the comments below what you think. Did this woman just offer a fair assessment or pure, unadulterated insanity? Let me ask you, where would you put, or how would you categorize race relations between black and white people in the United States today?
I think from a media standpoint, division.
Right.
I think that's where we are. I think that there is division. I do. I think there's definitely some microaggressions and things like that that are apparent. But on my everyday interacting, I think it's an array of things. I think there's some positivity. There's some growth opportunities.
Hey, I'm gonna say this, and y'all probably don't think it, but those some fly glasses she got on. Those specs she got on are pretty dope. And so is that hat. I'm a hat person. I love hats. The trucker hats with something a little small on it, like a happy face, man. Come on. Hey, you have no choice but to smile at that when you see it, or to compliment it if you see it. That's somebody that's trying to put good vibes out there. Now, will some of her ideas be a little off? Yeah, all of ours. That's just how we are. We're human. All right? All right.
I think I have within my circle, it's diverse.
Yeah.
And I love that it's diverse, but I also think that we're not having those conversations within my diverse community.
So when you say diverse, do you mean racially? Do you mean ideologically, politically?
Politically and racially.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have white, black, Republican, Democrat, and all in your circle of friends?
Yes, I have pretty much everything.
What would you say has kind of helped you? I think learning from different people helps you grow. What would you say has helped you grow more? Having people of different races in your circle of friends, or people of different ideologies, people from different walks of life?
I think walks of life.
Yeah.
I think you learn more. I think because I can meet another African-American person who's had a different upbringing than I do, and I'm learning what their struggle looks like versus my struggle, because it's very different. I think it's really truly about being open.
Yeah.
Open to listening, open to learning, and having the conversation.
Yes. Bless you, young lady. Bless her, and bless anybody else who think like that, because it's about opening yourself up to conversation so that you can understand other people that you don't, or you wouldn't ordinarily give the time of day. All right. That's why sometimes we pass over these bums in the street and these homeless people in the street, and don't get all riled up by the word bums. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But we believe that simply because they're in a lowly state, all of a sudden, that they aren't filled with any wisdom, that they don't know much because they're in the situation that they're in. And we couldn't be we'd be mistaken. I'm just going to say that. Like, a lot of those people are geniuses and went through some tough times, and some even fought for the country. All right. And let me tell you something. You wouldn't want to trade sides with them, but it would serve you very well if you were to just listen to them sometimes, have a conversation. Sometimes when you bring something to people, you know how when people put that camera in their face and go give them $5. Nah, don't do that, man. Put the camera away. You don't need to record it. Go bless them if you have it to bless them. But when you bless them, also have a conversation with them. You'll be surprised. You might get blessed yourself.
So you're saying that in your day-to-day, your experiences have been good, probably because of your circle of friends. Compared to the media, it sounds like you're saying there is some division out there, but not so much in your circle of friends.
Not within my circle of friends because I choose them, right?
Right.
So this is my choice. It's my choose to have people in my circle that I don't have to fight with all the time, that we're open and we learn from one another. But I take a look at where we are in their schools. They go to private schools.
Okay.
So there's complete division.
Thank you, Mogwai. And I see what you're saying, Mountain Cat. I'm going to read some of those in a minute, all right? Much love to y'all, and thank y'all for pulling up and being a part of this. Hit the like button for me. That'll be amazing. Also, share this and tell other people on Twitch that we here, because we about to grow our Twitch following over here. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
With racial divide, seeing our black boys in the private school arena get in trouble where the white boys don't get in trouble for the same offense. I see that every day.
Why don't you just take them out of private schools?
Because at the end of the day, it's a better education.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Because that's got to be tough then if you have to choose. Like, what kind of things
It
would they
is.
get into trouble for that white kids wouldn't? Like, what do you experience?
A fist fight. I brought it up last year. If you see two black kids in a fist fight, they'll probably get suspended. You see two white kids in a fist fight, which rarely happens in private school, then it's a pat on the back.
All right. Do y'all know anything about that? Anybody that have any information about that, please feel free to let me know. I know absolutely nothing about private schools. All right. But I think that I don't care if you're in private school, public school, charter schools, college, elementary, middle school, high school. I don't care what it is. Kids are going to be kids. And I will bet money that kids fight on all levels. I don't care they're going to fight and they're going to be children. All right. That's what adolescence is all about. We learn ourselves. We try new things, and that's what they're doing. But I would like to know if that's actually the case, because I don't care where you go, whatever organization you're a part of or worked for, or whatever organization is out there, there's a bunch of bad apples in every organization. I don't care what it is. So I don't know if this happened too often that it sparked this level of conversation in her circle. All right. But I want to know if you know anything about it, because when we introduce race to conversations, some of us shut down. We become extremely juvenile. All right. And we need to grow up so we can have this conversation and fix things.
It rarely
I don't know. I
happens.
can't tell if you're joking or if you're serious. Is it rare, like white kids get into a fight in a private school, or are you saying they get in just as many fights?
No, fight in general at private school is very rare.
Okay, in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whether white or black.
Whether whatever race it is.
Oh, right.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. I was raised in Canada where we had a zero tolerance policy, so it didn't matter if you defended yourself
What's up, ladies?
or you started the fight, you were all suspended, which I think is morally reprehensible.
I think
I was suspended because I got punched in the face.
well, that's not good. No, because you were defending yourself.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I didn't really. I mostly just turtled.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna need you to defend next time.
And they said everyone in this fight is suspended. Sometimes teachers don't get it right. Sometimes administrators don't get it right. Y'all know that, man. Stop
I
playing.
learned that later on. But see, at that
Right.
point, I was a little bitch, is what
Right.
I was. I didn't know. I was afraid. The kid was 2 years older than me.
Oh, well, that's not good.
14 to 16.
Yeah,
it's
not
a
good.
huge difference. You're not going to do anything. You just turtle.
And just maturity, body, it's the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing.
The whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, it was a terrible experience.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good example of we weren't teaching kids that, hey, not all violence is equivalent. Like if someone attacks you, you're saying this as a mom, you would probably want your kids to defend themselves.
To defend. Yeah, of course I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's why it says there's a legal defense
Yes.
for defending yourself.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
You mentioned microaggressions. So you're the first person today who's mentioned that. What do you mean by that?
Microaggressions meaning they say little things, they meaning non-people of color, will say little things not realizing that it's a microaggression, not
Here we go.
realizing that it's hurtful, that it's racism, because it's so micro.
So like what would be an example of that?
My hair. Oh my God, can I touch your hair?
Touching someone's hair is racist, according to her. See, you're too sensitive, lady. You're too damn sensitive. That's microaggression. You're trying to touch my hair? You're racist. You're trying to take me back to 16, 19? Huh? I ain't going back, bitch. I ain't going back. Okay, we're going to strike out the word bitch. We want this to be clean so we can be paid for it. All right, cool. All right, let's go.
Oh my God, is that real? Things of that nature.
Now, oh my God, is that real? Come on, lady, come on. You out here, come on, really? I like they supposed to know. As much as we put this daggone dog hair and ponytails from other countries in our hair and horse hair and go pick a daggone animal, we putting the hair in our head. We playing makeup like crazy. So it's, hold on, I'm not playing. Okay, let me stop playing for a minute. Van, calm down. Oh, I'm calm. So, black women, is it racist for someone to wonder if your hair is real? Now, is it only racist if a white person wonders if your hair is real? Based off of what this lady is saying. Okay.
Or we didn't do that. Or, it's just, Carrington, you want to give me some microaggressions?
Like, your hair's not real. You speak so... You're so articulate.
Well.
You're so
Yeah.
You speak so well, even though I'm just using
Come over
basic
a little bit.
English. Because they assume I'm going to be speaking using AAVE or African American vernacular or Ebonics, whatever you want to say it, put it as. But yeah, it's just things like that. But little things. I remember in 6th grade, somebody said my hair looked like spaghetti hair because I had twist. And I don't know what y'all... Look it up. Look up twist. I had like round twisted, and they said my hair looked like burnt spaghetti. And that's a microaggression, right?
Okay. So someone said her hair looked like burnt spaghetti because she had twists in her hair. Her like this right here. I got locks. My hair locked up. But locks is nothing but twists that you don't comb out. All right. That you allow to turn into one hair follicle, pretty much. They all come together, pow, and they lock up. That's exactly what they are. They're locks. All right. And someone said that hers looked like burnt spaghetti. Well, I used to call people African booty scratchers. I used to talk about people all the daggone time. Why are we so damn sensitive that if a white person said it's microaggression? If a white person said it's racist. You talked about my hair. You want to touch my hair. You acting like this ain't all my hair? Why would you think that this not my hair? Huh? You think I got on a wig? Why? Because I'm black? Yeah. Because based off of what I'm seeing on TV, most of y'all wear wigs. Most of y'all wear lace fronts when you got that long, stringy hair. Now, there's a lot of y'all out there as well who got that good hair, but what? I'm wrong for asking? When do we get so daggone sensitive, man? We are sensitive as hell. Why? We supposed to be, like a lot of people say, gods and goddesses from the motherland. Those women and those men from Africa aren't as nearly as sensitive as we claim that we are. We are them. They aren't us. But we are. Okay, never mind.
You don't realize it, but it is hurtful in the long run. It makes you feel othered, and that's not okay.
When I was in high school, I had I had a horrible haircut, and it was cut very short on the sides and top. And I was told that I looked like a retard Patrick Dempsey.
Nice.
So that wasn't.
Yeah, that was racist when somebody said that to you, bro.
So much a microaggression as a.
That's just aggression.
That's just aggression.
Right, yeah.
But my point is, that happens to everybody. And my question is, I think maybe it comes down to, is that necessarily racist, or if we just view it through the lens of maybe this is something I'm uncomfortable with, but they're not meaning it to be racist, right? Racism would have to come with intent.
Racism does not have to be intentional.
Racism can be subtle for sure.
It can be subtle.
There's something called internalized racism because of how society just shows things off, right? A lot of women, a lot of girls, just look at Disney princesses. There's only one black Disney princess, and that's not crazy, but little girls look at their little princesses, right? And they look at all this array of like plenty of white women, right? And they aspire to be that a lot of the times. And I feel like little things like that, you're internalizing racism even though it's not blatant racism. I think everyone thinks that racism is this like thing that people go out and hurt people with, but a lot of the time it's just like the way you think. You think white bodies and white people first and don't necessarily think about people of color in your life, right? It's more so a mindset than blatant like hurting people, you know?
All right, so here's my thing. Think about this. I want all black people, white people, Asian people, Hispanic people, just to think about this right here. If I was to write a TV show, or if I was to create a movie, I'm not going to be thinking about inclusion. Just saying. I'm not. I'm going to be writing it from my lens. Okay? And if I so happen to write a movie or write a book that is casted with majority Black people, that does not mean that I'm being racist to white people because I didn't include them. If I'm making up my own story of a mermaid or a merman or an action hero, I will be creating that in my own lens, right? So I'm just saying that to say this. If there are white people or Jewish people or whoever is at the helm of creating these movies and TV shows and cartoons that we claim it's not enough Black representation, why isn't it? How come it always got to be a white person? How come it all? But well, let me challenge you just for a second. When a Black person created those movies, what race was the hero? When a Black person created those movies, where did they take place? They put more people and they put people in it. Just anybody that filled the role based off of their own way of thinking, their own experiences. It could have been anything. All I'm saying is, why are we so sensitive? I get what a young girl is saying, and the young girl is saying this because it's been thrown in her face by a bunch of race hustlers. And she don't understand that she has been used in the wrong way. And as soon as she wake up, well, if that's her mom is just going to continue to encourage it. Her mom is also used to trusting in the race hustlers. All right? Not realizing that we write things based off of our experiences. That's it. If an Asian person write a movie and they are not from America, where there's more of a melting pot than there is in Asia, if they're actually from Asia, then 9 times out of 10, the casting will be completely what? I'm just saying, just something to think on.
You know what I mean?
What would be, I guess, sorry, are you comfortable talking with your mom? Or?
Sure.
Okay, here, do you mind getting into this so I don't, because right now the camera's going to be going back and forth. It's
sorry.
going to be going back and forth like a
Sorry.
Wes Anderson film.
Yeah.
So you see, we're not trying to sandbag. What was your name, by the way?
She's so amazing.
Carrington.
Carrington?
This is what she does. She's
Carrington,
so
Stephen,
amazing.
and Eddie.
Eddie, yep.
Could you give me some examples there, maybe more examples of internalized racism? Because let me tell you where white people are nervous, okay?
Okay.
This is where I think
Love to hear that.
Yeah, so in other words, if you're talking about white people being racist, right, toward you, and that's a legitimate concern, of course, in some places you're going to have individual racists. It's a different conversation from systemic racism, right, or internalized racism, but we all acknowledge that. I will tell you this, the reason that a lot of white people don't have these kinds of conversations like this is because they're afraid of being accused of being, they're afraid of being accused of being racist.
Yeah, right, fragility.
Well, see, that is an attack to just say white fragility. What if someone, for example, we just...
Hey, yeah, and she has her face is covered and everything. You can't see it. But when he said that by saying fragility, that's an attack on white people, her eyes went like this. Because you saw the white in her eyes, because she's like, whatever. I know what it is. All right, white man, you're going to try to tell me what it's not. And I'm going to tell you what it is. All right. I'm telling you, and you can't tell me about blackness. You can't tell me about racism, white supremacy. That's not the truth.
Interviewed every single black man who we interviewed today, every single one. Said, yeah, the Black Lives Matter thing got out of hand. All lives matter. Everyone's lives matter. And I don't think that was good for either community. Every single black man that we interviewed today. And if I were to say that same thing, right, because I don't think the problem is just race. And I think we do have a failed justice system, by the way. I think you'll miss it if you think it's just race. Well, we can't classify that as white fragility or a microaggression.
Okay, so let me define
I
white fragility.
disagree with every white man, every black man you spoke with today. But go ahead,
okay,
Carrington.
Right, but they're entitled to their opinion.
they are.
It surprised me that they said
So
it.
white fragility means that I think we're on the same page. You're just defining it as different. So white fragility means when white people are afraid to confront the fact that they might have racism or might have racist thoughts. That's white fragility.
But what if they don't?
They don't. Literally almost everybody in America does, because of the way America works. Even black people have racist thoughts towards black people, right? So it's kind of hard to get out of there unless you're like not from America, and even then it's pretty difficult. So literally everyone has some form of racist thoughts. With white people, it's just easier because they're not black or they're not a person of color. They don't have the system around them necessarily to confront that because they don't have to, right? So it takes more work on their part, right?
I'm looking at Steven Crowder, and white people, y'all are a color. Y'all are people of color as well. But unfortunately, a lot of people believe that since it's a great majority of you all and y'all started the country off the back of my grandmama, that y'all can't go by the same rules as us, that we get to make up the rules now. All right. That's pretty much what it is. We get to make up the rules now. All right. Look at me. I'm the captain now. I'm the captain. That's how it is now. We're the captain now. All right. So listen to me, white man. I know you don't look at it as racist, but it's racist.
Right? And there's nothing really necessarily, it's not great, but there's nothing wrong with working more harder to get to a certain point, you know?
And just for those out there who don't know what sarcasm is, that was sarcasm. Some people don't know.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
I just want to be clear that I understand, as a white guy, obviously. Yeah. And I get it. Look, we're coming from different perspectives. You're defining something that you just said would require more work, right?
Yeah.
It would be a form of racism that they may not know, that frankly is something that they were born with, white fragility, through no fault of their own.
Yeah.
What you just outlined is racism.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, you saying white fragility, that would be racist toward, like, saying, yeah, you are blamed for something that you were born with. You have white fragility just
so
because
racism,
you're white.
no. Literally everybody has their own form of racial fragility. You know that, right?
So there is black fragility as a term that's taught. Two, Latino fragility.
I mean, everyone can be racist towards certain people. And when
What she's saying is it's accepted in the black community because it's our turn. Okay. That's what she's saying. That's all she's saying. Like, she would say virginity as an attack for white people, but then she would say virginity as it's just one of our features. You know what I mean? It's just like a door handle on a car. It's just one thing that's not even a door handle, because you need the door handle. I don't know. What's a feature that's in a car that don't have to be there? I don't know. I wish I can think a little faster right now. All right, let me go ahead and go. I'm gonna think of something though.
Black people are called out for certain things in the black community that are not necessarily great for the black community. Sometimes they'll get defensive, especially if it's not somebody coming from the black community, because one, that could be seen as like perceived hate because you never know who you're talking to. And also just because like white fragility is a complicated subject because a lot of people feel it, you know what I mean? And it does hurt people.
Boom, I just thought of one. A cup holder. Y'all thought I wasn't gonna think of one, did you? Smarter than the average bear.
Their emotion, so it's really hard to just kind of break that down. And I feel like that's really the issue, is people are not willing to break that down. Having fragility is not a good thing, but most white people have it, so they have to work through it. You know what I mean?
And another one I just now thought of. Whoo, smoking. A radio. Smarter than the average bear. Listen, I can go through these all day. I just told you I just needed a second. I just needed a second to think of something. You know what I mean? Sometimes it gets so hot. And it's not because of my locks. And if you say it's my head, your head is hot because of them locks in your head. Look like burnt spaghetti. Trying to tell you, that's fragility. All right? That's microaggression. And it's racist. So you can't talk about my locks.
I think it's just because society puts this on other people. It's not necessarily like white people's fault. It's society's fault for putting that on white people. And that's a lot of things with like racism. Society puts things on black people, right? But I think
white people put it on themselves.
I don't
think so. I think white people are society.
Well, yeah.
I think it's one and the same.
Okay, let me explain. Our society is based off of white supremacy from a historical standpoint, right? From the Tulsa Massacre to slavery to literally like all our presidents except for one being black from the long period of time, right? Our society is based on the ideal of whiteness, from the nuclear household, 1-2 parent households, things like that. And black people can have 2-parent households, but that's not how our community has ever been based. Even from Africa, we have been based on a village style of living and working together. It takes a whole village to raise a child, and Black people truly embody that, while white people tend to have more of a nuclear family, two parents and a few children, and they work together, right?
Wait a minute. Did you just now equate broken homes and broken communities to how Africa has always been? Because just, baby mothers and baby fathers it's not nothing new. It's not nothing new. You know what I mean? The white people do all of the marriage and believing in God, that the nuclear family is how you're supposed to do things. But back in Africa, please. We just did the booty, baby. We just got people pregnant, and we made a village with our pull-out game, and we raised the village through our pull-out game. Come on, young lady. And her mom is just sitting back so proud. Like, listen, your daughter is extremely intelligent. I'm gonna let you know that right now. Shout out to this young lady. She is extremely intelligent, but intelligence is just being able to learn and reciprocate a whole bunch of knowledge that was taught to you. And she has been taught a lot of the wrong things. I want you to understand that, because she firmly believes that the way the Black community is how it's supposed to be. Like, no, marriage. That's what they do. The two family household. That wasn't us. That wasn't us. That's the white man. That's the way they do things. Us, nah. We just spread our seed. That's what we do.
Right. There's nothing really wrong with the nuclear family, but it is like an embodiment of the American dream and whiteness, right? So because society is built on all of this whiteness and all of these standpoints that are made for white people, they're just more used to that, right? And they're not really used to thinking outside the box and thinking about people of color. And that's what I'm talking about. And when they're confronted at the fact that they don't think about people of color, you get white fragility, because they're scared and they didn't want to realize that let me rephrase this. They didn't realize that they weren't thinking about people of color, or they were in the back of their mind and they get scared, right? So it's
I hear you, but I disagree with you, because I think right now, at this very moment, you saying that's racist is privilege, honey.
But it is racist. It is, though, and I have no privilege. Well, I probably have man privilege, I suppose. Maybe. I do have privilege. I got Black privilege. I got Black privilege, because that's a thing now. I don't know why people don't act like it is. It's a thing now. Comment below if you think Black privilege is a thing. As a matter of fact, I want to know if you think Black privilege is more of a thing than white privilege, or is white privilege more of a thing than Black privilege nowadays. All right? Please help me out with that. I want y'all to be involved. Come on, get involved.
That's nothing but privilege.
No, I'm saying
it's white privilege.
No, I'm saying the idea.
To be able to say that.
Also, if you define
I'm not, so I shouldn't be able to say that. I mean, we haven't.
To be able to say it and to live in that, I think it's white privilege.
You're not making the right argument. The definition of racism is power behind discrimination. You can discriminate against white people. Anyone can. But you can't necessarily be racist towards white people, because racism comes from discrimination plus a place in society where you get to have power.
You hear that, right? You can discriminate against white people, but you can't be racist against white people. Don't smile, don't laugh.
Right, that is the not clinical. If you look on Google, that's not.
All right, just let me touch something before we move forward. I used to be in the same thinking. I used to be a part of an organization, and I'm not going to name it because I have before, but I used to be a part of an organization, and when I was about 24, 25, 26, around that time, I'm 45 now, but when I was that young and I was a part of this organization, I used to argue people down. I'm talking about I used to run you down. Black people can't be racist. What? I got an answer for anything you come back with. Let's go. Because black people ain't got no power. What else? Because black people can't give you no jobs and can't fire you. What else? Do you understand how lowly your mind have to be to think like that? Because then you're thinking nothing but white supremacy. So I'm in an organization that teaches black people that you are gods and you are kings and you are goddesses and you are above and not beneath. You are the head and not the tail. You are the lender, not the borrower. All this comes from the Bible. But let me tell you something. by us constantly teaching people that white supremacy, that white people are supreme, white people are more than us, white people are superior. If white people are superior, that will make black people inferior. That will make us less, right? How can you, in the same breath, teach a black person that you are a king and you are a queen and that you are big and you aren't small and you can do anything? Can nobody hold you back? How can you do that? And in the same breath, tell them, but. If it's a white man in your way, then I'm sorry, you're gonna lose. I'm sorry. If a white man say no, you can't get that opportunity. Oh, I don't care how hard you study. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how much love you show your community. I don't care how much you dedicate yourself to whatever you're working on. I don't care how consistent you are. I don't care how persistent you are to make sure that you get to that thing in the first place. If a white person get in your way, sorry, it's out of our hands because they are clearly superior than us. I need for all black people to listen to what I'm saying right now. If you're listening right now, because that make us look weak. It makes us look docile. Think about this, man. If every single time we hear it, and the mom is sitting there like, yes. Teach him, sweetie, teach him. Yeah, teach him that garbage that we've been learning all of these years. Should we still listen to her? Absolutely. When someone has a thought, you listen to them, all right? And look, Steven Crowder is listening to understand. But when he hear her say certain things, he can't even respond without them saying, whoa. What you just now said was racist. Mm-hmm. That's called privilege. You can't tell us that the way that she's talking about how we discriminate against you is racist. That right there is privilege, sir. It's privilege.
Not necessarily what you're gonna get because Google dumbs things down, right? But if you look at like
We agree there.
Yeah, right. So if you look at like more like racial context, if you look at like Bell, oh my God, I forgot her name, bell hooks, and so many different racial scholars, that's the definition that is greatly agreed on in the academic space. So racism is discrimination plus power, essentially. So white people have more power than most people of color, all people of color in the United States, while some people of color don't have as much power. So punching up is not the same as punching down. Mm-hmm. Anybody can discriminate against anybody. That's just a fact. But racism is based on a system of power.
You hear that, right? You hear that, right? Punching up is not the same as punching down. Punching the person that's on top, the person that's above us. They're up there. They're way over top of us. Huh? Like, I've seen rich white people. I've never seen a rich white man. I mean, a rich black man, a rich black person. I've seen white doctors. I've never seen a black doctor. I've seen white chemists and engineers and scientists. I've never seen a black chemist, engineer, nor scientist. Oh, they finally made a black president. About time. About time. What did you expect? What did you expect? It's like 8. The numbers are probably like, and correct me if I'm wrong, the numbers are probably like 5 to 1. 5 to 1. The ratio of white people to black people. And then it's probably more than that. It's probably way more than that. So what do you think people vote for what they look at as presidential? They look at, they have their own idea based off of their own upbringing and their view on life. Everything is not racist, man. That's all I'm saying. Some things are. Some things are. All right? But everything is not.
Now, I don't know if this would be white. Would you be open to the idea that some of those things maybe are incorrect and someone may be white and say, hey, you're wrong about this historically, and that not be called white privilege?
Well, I mean, if you get the facts, I can't even, if you have like facts and you have proof to like back it, there's no issues with that.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about,
the nuclear family. That's a big one. I don't know if you know this, but there were far more in the United States.
Yeah.
It's a far lower divorce rate for a very long period of time. At
Yeah.
the same time that black households had higher literacy
You know
rates.
why there's a lower divorce rate?
There was a lower divorce rate for a very long time
You know
until
why?
it went.
Can you let him teach you, young lady? But she knows everything, so let her talk.
Women had to, because they didn't own credit cards. They couldn't get divorced. They couldn't live without a man. That's literally the reason why the divorce rate was so low.
No,
'cause a
I'm
woman
talking about
couldn't live
before
without a
this,
man.
by the way, historically. We're talking
know,
about from the
I'm
inception
talking
of the
about-
country, before the
know.
suffragette movement. So this would be the same thing that white women and black women would face, the
Yeah.
issues you're talking about. So those same groups, black families were very strong, had low divorce rates, had large households. And a big part of it was because of the faith basis back then. And it was, again, the community, right, the church, would also encourage strong households. I noticed, Eddie, you have a wedding.
Community thing.
Are you married?
Yes.
Yeah, my dad.
Okay, now let me ask you, why?
Why what?
Why you send your kids to private school, which is very commendable, right? You obviously care about your kids.
Like a white person, how come you got married like a white person? And how come you send your kids to private school like a white person is what he's asking. Based off of your young lady, your daughters, speaking of, white black relations, that's a fair question.
You're married?
If I didn't, I would still care.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm financially able.
Right.
If she wasn't,
But
she
why
would
do you
still-
think
I
that
would
the
still
reason you
care.
choose to be married and have a nuclear household, did you make that decision because it was what you thought was best? Or do you think that's because of white supremacy, white fragility?
Well, there's things that are implicit. And
Hey, listen, young lady. First of all, clearly you're intelligent because they brought you over into the conversation. But the information that you're spouting is from a foul source. Some people don't understand that. Like I can get out there and give you facts on top of facts. And another thing, she said, as long as you can give me facts, then I'll accept it. She's not even accepting any facts. As soon as he give you some facts, you then say, well, that's because he's giving you facts. And then when he's asking your mom a question, that's when you fall back. Mom got this. He asked your mother why she got married. You were only told why she got married. You don't know why your mom got married. Your mom knows that though, and she can answer. But you're trying to save the day. Oh, I see what he's trying to do. He's playing chess. He's trying to throw something back on you that I said. So let me clean this up right quick so that you understand, white man, that I'm smarter than you. This right here is how people walk away from conversations with no understanding of one another. The young lady have no desire of understanding the individual that she's talking to. The only thing she wants is for him to bow down to the information that she gives him. And that's it. If you don't agree with everything I'm saying right now, bruh, what we talking for? what we talking for? It's almost like she has been raised by a single black woman. By a single woman, I'll say that. Not a single black woman, by a single woman. Turn it down. Let mom get back in the conversation and answer the questions that was for her. And I'm glad Steven Crowder, he can be raunchy. He can turn it up a notch. This dude is actually extremely intelligent. And he know a great deal about historical facts and whatnot. But he's giving her the grace to say whatever you want to get it off your chest. Say what you got to say. And it's not looking good for you, young lady. Now, a lot of black people who have been taught the things that you have been taught over the years, they would probably think, yeah, she's whooping his ass. Yeah, let him know what racism is, young lady. Whoo! Yeah, let's throw her a party because she is on point. She is on fire.
And also, like, for my mom, it's just because she loves my dad. Our household's not that nuclear because we have so many people that support us outside of our house. Like, it's not just all mom and dad. If I want to go to my uncle, he'll take care of me. You know what I mean? It's not really that nuclear.
My husband is fine.
Yeah.
And I love him. He's my man. And that's why.
That's a wonderful thing.
That's it.
Yeah. So it's not a byproduct of
For that one.
white supremacy,
well, the reason
white supremacist society. A
we
lot
don't
of
really
historically.
live in a nuclear household anyway in our homes.
Young lady, you talk too damn much. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And because that's my man, and because he's fine, and I love him. That's it. Anything else? Because you're not gonna paint me into the same corner as the racist white nuclear family. So you mean to tell me it's racist now to be in a nuclear family? Yo, it is racist now to do what God said do. You are in a union that was created by God himself. But you're saying that in order to be in that union that God created, it's not a God thing, it's a white person thing. And if I'm in it, it ain't about the nuclear family. It ain't about husband and wife. It ain't about being able to raise your children in the same household as the mom and dad who made them. It's about community, and that's it. We raised them as community. That's it. We still raise. I know my mother is married, but my uncles raised me too. So my uncles raised me and my neighbors raised me. So it's about community. All right. My church raised me too. All right. What else you guys say? White man. Huh? Huh? I see. Yeah, you trying to ask, you trying to set us up. You try to set my mama up. You do it again with facts. You do it again with nice, pleasant questions. You attack my wife. You attack my mama again with your nice, pleasant, respectful questions. I'm gonna jump on you, white man. I'm a jump on you. Come on, bro. You got to be kidding me.
So we
It's a
can't really
village
apply
that
it.
raised- it's a
village.
village.
We can't. So we can't really apply that to us, anyways.
Yeah, you can. Do you know how many? Do you know how many kids, white or black, go to private school if they don't have a mom and dad in the house?
Oh, like
Statistically, none. Whether you're white or black, it's very, very
it's
rare.
very difficult. Yeah, I
It
have
helps with
plenty of
two
friends.
parents who are still there. That's
Yeah,
a big. That's and I think that's, by the way, it's a huge blessing. I think what you just said about your husband, I would love to hear everyone say about their husband and their wife.
Yeah, she loves him very much.
Yeah, that's one thing actually when we talk about it, I think that a lot of white women probably could learn from is there's a lot of loyalty in the black community, a sense of community that often white people do not have.
That's bull sugar honey iced tea, Steven Crowder. Now, and that's the first thing you said wrong this entire conversation. There's not a sense of community in the black community at all. At all. Not more than any other community, it's not. We don't look out for each other nearly as much as people think we do. I wish we did. It would be amazing. Bruh, my goddamn nickname growing up was Welfare Boy because I got adopted at the age 5. So my family who looked out for me, my village, thought it would be so loving and cuddly to nickname me Welfare Boy because I was adopted. Meanwhile, all of their asses was on welfare, but they still live with their mamas, not their mama and fathers. They still live with their mamas. But I, the one that was adopted, and still, I was still in my blood with my blood family. I was just adopted to someone that was in my blood family. But because I was adopted and I wasn't living with my mother nor my father, they labeled me Welfare Boy. Yeah. So sticking together, that community mess, the community that like to just, of course we gonna stick together. The one thing that bring us together more than anything are funerals. Funerals. Yeah, funerals. And every time we get together for the funerals, man, we gotta stop. We gotta stop coming together like this. Like we gotta come together on some good terms, man, on some good reasons. Nah, don't believe the hype. Thinking that, oh man, I wish that the white community was came together as much as the black community because yeah, that's my white voice. All right, Dave Chappelle and me, we sound just like every other white man. Prove me wrong.
And you'll see it with men and women. You'll see it with them leaving pretty quickly. I think that's a beautiful thing, but I think that's a huge privilege for everybody, regardless of race. But historically, if someone, and I don't even want to get into exactly where I would disagree historically as far as Africa, the idea of the nuclear family being white supremacy or Disney princesses. But my question is, where can a white person, because we've had conversations all day, where can a white person disagree and say, yeah, that's not racism, or you know what? I don't agree with the idea of white fragility and them not be a racist.
Okay.
Because I was just told that is privilege to even say I disagree with your opinion.
No.
No, that's not necessarily what we're saying. You kind of low-key said that. Anyways.
No, I'm gonna need for the mom to mom, because what she's showing right now is that she's not a good mother. You may think, well, she's successful, and her mom and her daughter goes to private school, and her daughter is strong and believe in herself enough to speak up for herself, but not realizing that your daughter is overstepping, your daughter is being disrespectful. As a matter of fact, your daughter is so far, the only disrespectful one in the conversation. And you low key said that. Come on. We all heard when she daggone said it. When he said, wait a minute, but that's you saying that. I'm sorry, that's privilege that you said that. That's privilege and it's racist that you called me racist. What the holy hell is that, bruh? Are you kidding me? You say something racist to me, I call you out on it, and I'm racist for calling you out on you being racist to me. Oh my gracious, I just got to take it now, huh? I just got to take it because all it's about is now our turn, and that's it. Like, fall back. Yes, we're being racist. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
But what I'm saying is, if you have the facts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I didn't say.
She tells me when I'm wrong too.
Hopefully, if
you have the facts and you have the backing, there's no issue with debating something, but you need to understand what the core is. So somebody said, I don't think white fragility exists because of XYZ reasons, and someone comes back with no, and they're still very hard-headed about it, or they don't see the reasons, or they don't really look into those facts. That's where the issue lies. If there's an actual discussion, I don't really care if you think fragility is real or not, because eventually you are going to come to an opinion that is not necessarily based on how you feel, but on facts. And then
you heard it right. She said, I don't even care how you feel about it, because you will eventually come to a point of feelings. You felt what I said was racist, so you took it as racist. Well, what is microaggressions? Well, I felt that you were being racist when you talked about my hair. I felt you were being racist when you asked me, was that my real hair? I felt you were being racist by complimenting me and saying, "Oh, your hair looks awesome." Like, are you mixed? Do you have? You get what I'm saying? So it's only one-sided. It's only one-sided, and like I said before, and I won't say it again. It's just simply. It's black people's turn. It's our turn. That's how she feels.
From there, you can do whatever you want.
Right.
I don't necessarily care about what people.
So, if someone were to go through, example, just to kind of use your timeline, and if someone was raised in Canada, right, not the United States, if someone use your timeline and say, actually, according to Professor West, black men, black activists, well over 95% of slaves now were sold into slavery by African slave traders, including largely black
Still
African
wrong,
slave traders.
yeah.
Of course, it's wrong. And this was the first country to fight the bloodiest revolution in history in order to free the slaves, because they recognized that it was ungodly based on the Judeo-Christian principles, and we signed the Emancipation Proclamation. We were not uniquely responsible for starting slavery. We were uniquely responsible for ending it in the modern world. And there are more slaves today than ever in recorded history
Okay, so
on Earth right now. 42 million.
Okay. Yeah, I heard what he said, right? We're not unique in that we started slavery, but we are unique in that we ended slavery. That right there is about to piss these black women are about to attack. We should change the title right now to When Black Women Attack. They about to go off. Now, I want y'all to see something though. This means a lot to the future of this conversation. Look, her mom is finally about to say something, but look at her daughter touch her hand, like put her hand out, like, no, mom, I got this. This is my fight now. You brought me over here for a reason, because I'm the expert. That's why you brought me over here, right? Because I'm the expert. So I got this. Mom, you shut up. Shut up. Don't say nothing else. I got this. And watch her mom shut up. I have not seen this yet, but we already know. Her mom will have something to say, and her daughter will be like, Mom, shut up. I got this. Yeah, let me go ahead and break some of this African history on you that I learned in school. All right, because you're trying to flip it. You're trying to act like America is great because of what? Because they stopped slavery? You think they better than the other white people because they stopped slavery? The answer is yes, because if they didn't fight in 17, well, listen, look, okay, let me just be quiet.
Okay,
Go ahead, get it, 42 million, and someone says, so since there are more slaves on Earth today, largely in the Middle East, in Africa, and in Asia, that it would imply that those countries are probably more systemically racist than the least systemically racist country in the world, the United States. If someone were to walk through that line of history,
you're walking through it very incorrectly without understanding the basis and the foundation
Also,
of
you can't
the
really
African
say
heritage.
What part is wrong?
You can't say white people ended racism because black people fought to end racism. So white people are the reason
we
racism
would
existed
still
in the
be
first
slaves
place.
if it was for you, baby. for white people. We would still be enslaved.
Really?
I believe that. I
Not
believe that.
necessarily.
How much have you read from Washington, from Jefferson,
All of it.
from Lincoln?
After he was raping all the slave women and making babies
So that
with
would be,
them and
again,
all that.
historically
Okay.
inaccurate.
That is very true.
We're talking about
That's very true.
We're
It's not.
talking
It is
about
true that-
Jefferson.
It is true that
Jefferson
they
has-
freed their slaves upon their death because it was illegal at
It's
that
very
point.
true that he
Also-
raped slaves and he
raped
has
Sally,
children.
too.
And he has
Jefferson
children by her.
definitely raped Sally. Hamilton's
that's
wife
his-
had plenty of slaves. So let's not
No,
even
they all
go
had
there.
slaves. They all
Yeah,
had slaves.
exactly.
And
Because they
raped them
came
and
from
had
the old
children.
country where there were slaves.
And raped
But-
them and had children.
Certain
No,
ones
Jefferson
did.
did.
Jefferson
Jefferson
definitely
has
did.
a line of children.
Okay, so do you believe that if it were up to all white people, meaning the North, the people
From then, we would
No.
still be enslaved.
So who-
Okay, that's not a good take. Anyways, I love you, but no.
Wow. You heard what she said? Now, shout out to the daughter this time because she said that's not a good take, mom. That's not a good take. All right. I love you. But I told you to shut up. Don't make me when we leave. When we leave, I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna whoop your shut up. All right. You let me do this. I'm in private school. You went to public school. Her mom can't say a damn thing. Her mom said, whoa, 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 whoa. I thought we was in this together. Hold on, Steven Crowder. Just give us a minute. Just give us 1 minute. I thought we was in this together. All right. Deny, deny, deny. I thought that's what we was doing. Deny, deny, deny. Now you going all buck wild. Her mom can't say a damn thing.
I
what
believe
I'm
that,
saying,
and that's my belief.
I think.
So what was the
no, it's
start
not- you
of-
can't
what was the
rip all
start
white
of
people,
entering
'cause
slavery?
Quakers existed, you know. But what I'm saying is that because Quakers exist, you can't blame all. You know,
I don't want to blame all, but I do think
You
that
can't say
because we
that all
fought.
white people. There's Quakers and people that exist like that. I'm saying a lot of white people in the past did not want a change in slavery. I mean, like very much.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Not
The
all
British
white
Empire?
people today. I'm saying
Yeah.
from that era.
And I'm saying
All of Africa
there's
today?
people,
Yeah, from
and
that
there's some
era.
people that
Most of
didn't,
Africa
right?
today,
There's
yeah.
a lot of white people who did. There's a lot of white people. Not all. There's some white people who didn't. But what I'm saying is the reason that we got
Can I
out of
say
slavery is
something?
because
There
of
were
our
enough
hard
white
Can I
work.
say-
people to win a war.
Can I say something though? Without for both of
Hope
you,
so.
because you both obviously are. Even though she's 17, she can run circles around you every day. Y'all are really good at this.
Because she's able to spout the trash information that was taught to her, she can run circles around you. Why can she run circles around you with that information? It's because Steven Crowder wasn't taught that trash information that she's spouting. You see how that works? Do you? Do anybody understand what I'm saying? Like in her mind, she's able to talk blackness way better than Steven Crowder. She's supposed to. And here's the thing too. What's wild is she's speaking hella oppression because that's what she's speaking. It's called oppression, oppressionomics. I just now coined that. I never heard it anywhere else. So that came from this video right here. And if you heard it before, then I guess it's already a thing. But I'm gonna call it oppressionomics. She's able to speak that fluently. Yet she is being raised by her mother and father who are well off, making great money. And she attends a private school with probably, and I will roll the dice on this. And I'm not a betting man, I'm not a gambling man, but I roll the dice on this one. I think I will win. I will put my whole bank account on it. That she goes to school with mostly white people. But she is pretty much a professor in training in oppressionomics. How is that so? It's because of, it's not survivor remorse. I think it's on that line though. It's on that line of survivor remorse. I think that's why she got the locks in her private school. That's why she's black on black on black on black on black everything in that private school. That's why her mom won't even claim marriage as a good thing because her black on black daughter just now said marriage is a white thing. Her mother not even proud of being married no more. She's not proud of the reason she was married. And she keep getting shut down. She keep being shut up. Like she just shut her mom up again. And her mom actually asked nicely this time, can I say something? Please, can I say something? I just want, I just want to say one thing. I just want to say one thing, daughter. That's it. You ain't got to beat me. I'm tired of you beating on me. Come on, man.
She's waiting for it.
Yeah, she's really good. I still feel like we're not going to get anywhere with this conversation.
Right, because he started off with the idea that it must be
we're
based
not
on
growing.
racism.
We're not growing
Right.
in this conversation at all.
And you can't. And this
You're
is the only-
defending.
I'm sorry. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what am I missing here? I think I'm missing something. I'm missing something. Because she believed that my job is to school you on racism. And since you're white, you need to be quiet and be the student. But since you're not accepting what I'm teaching you, you're defending. You're not accepting this knowledge that I'm giving to you. Look how successful I am. Look how smart my daughter is. Look how smart my daughter is, and look how successful we are. Huh? You are the student here, and you're the white man. So you need to shut up and nod yes when she teaches you something. And if you don't accept what she teaches you, you're defending. You're part of the problem. That's why we're not getting anywhere here. See, he's not willing to learn what we're teaching him, daughter. He's not learning what we're teaching him. He's not picking up what we're putting down. Wow.
No,
And she's defending. Nobody is moving forward.
That's
wouldn't
true.
it be incumbent? In other words, we're talking about defending. And this is why I say we've had a lot of conversations today. This is why we're down here, right? The first person to say white fragility is something that can't be disproven is the conversation where it cannot be productive because it starts from a racist premise. If I were to come in and say, hey, you know what, not enough black people and white people are talking about these issues, and that's because black people are incredibly fragile, that probably wouldn't be a productive conversation, right?
I think we can say
I think I'm intelligent enough to have that conversation.
I think
and
I think you can
different.
definitely say
No.
that black people are fragile about certain things. I think there's something wrong
'Cause
with
there's
saying
truth
that.
to it.
There's truth to that. I think every race is fragile at certain things within that race. I don't think that's
I disagree.
Take.
Yeah.
No, you can
I
say black
disagree.
people are fragile about this certain
I
thing.
feel
as
black
long as
people are fragile. You could say that, and then we can then
have
educate
a
you on
discussion
why.
about
Sure.
it.
Yes.
Right. When I talk to you about fragility, every time you come up with like this is racist, this is racist, this is racist, almost every single time, and I
Because it is.
and I disagree with you on that because racism is power plus oppression, right? I mean, power plus discrimination, right? And you can't have right fragility because there's no, you can't.
Because black people have no power. Go ahead and say that. And then I want you to realize how dumb you sound while you say it.
Black people can't be, right fragility is not racist because it has no power behind it, right? So, or it has power behind it towards black people. That's why it is like white people having right fragility is racist.
She can't even say it because she realizes right when she's about to say it, because like I said before, yes, she's saying some ridiculous things, but she was taught these ridiculous things. But that's when you say intelligence, some of y'all might say, no, she's dumb for saying those things. No, that's what she's been taught. That's what she's been taught. Look at her mom. Understand that she's far from dumb. She's in a private school. She's very intelligent. It's just the things that she's spouting is dumb stuff. I mean, if you're taught this your entire life and your mom co-signs every single thing you say, come on. This is law.